Hi guys, welcome to Citizen Mentors. My name is Ketan. I came across this Parajumble and it's a beautiful question that one should try. Now, why am I taking this question? The reason is, though this is the Parajumble, it's a little bit tricky. But as I strongly believe that Parajumbles can be literally cracked by following just couple of rules. Now, these rules can be termed as shortcuts also. Now, let's go through and understand this entire Parajumble. You can pause the video and have a look at this entire Parajumble. You can read through it. You can try to solve it by yourself, and then probably you try to match it with my answer. Now, when I look at this Parajumble, the first thing that I look at is the sentence number one. Which is when I read, I have been able to look to my agent, comma, a lot of things are out here. And if you look at this entire sentence is actually a pretty much lengthy. Okay, so this is number one. As and when I go ahead, so I always tell that you should not be reading the parajumble completely. It should be reading like let's say one third of the parajumble. Yeah. So if I move ahead, why do you do that? Like why you should be looking at one third of the parajumble? Because at the beginning you need to understand the opening of parajumble, which is quite crucial. If you keep on reading parajumble, what happens in case of verbal? For the fact it's a language, the more you read, the more you will be confused. As simple as that. And you somehow will be losing that link. So I will always read Parajumble one third of it. Now, if I look at the second statement, the second statement is about, if nothing else, I hope that the love and respect I feel for them. Now, you all know that them is nothing but the demonstrative pronoun. It is again the rule that I share in my lectures. Number three, whatever the label that attaches to this book, again it's a demonstrative pronoun, right? So demonstrative pronoun is basically something that is giving you a reference. It cannot really be an opening, right? That's number four, without their constant. There, it's a demonstrative pronoun, like they ka there kar diya, right? So again there is a demonstrative pronoun. Number five, it is to my family, though my mother, my grandmother, my siblings stretch across ocean, whatever. Okay, so now I know that if you look at sentence number one, if you look at sentence number five, both of them look like sort of an opening, but will they be real opening? No, they cannot be the real opening, because we need to understand the subject. We need to understand the entire subject of this parable. That's probably what you can do is you can a little bit go ahead and try to read. So if you read through sentence number one and sentence number five by taking some time, you will be able to understand that the author is talking about a book, okay, which he has written, lately, something like that. Now, the thing here is that the clue here is that he's been talking about a book, but book is not been mentioned here. So, number one, what is the main subject? What is the main subject? The main subject is book. Okay, what you should be looking forward for? You should be looking forward for where is the name of the book? Has it been given? It's not given. And that's where one of the beautiful rule of parajumble that actually comes into picture is called as post scenario. I can assure you that there are not many coaching classes. I would say that I mean like 1% of the coaching classes will be teaching with this rule. So this rule is something that I teach in my parajumble lecture. That's called as pre-scenario. Okay, that's called as pre-scenario, and there is something called as post-scenario. Now again, this is a sub rule of a main rule, which I won't be disclosing here. But I'll just give an idea. Having understanding of this rule can actually help you to crack this parajumble. Otherwise, this parajumble is going to be really time consuming. इसलिए मैंने बोला पहले आप try करो, शायद से आपको help होगा. Now, if you look at this, he has actually written a book, and this entire parajumble is about the book. But the name of that book is not mentioned out here. So whatever this parajumble is talking about, the parajumble is about what happened later on. What actually happened after he has written the book, right? So if you look at this, sentence number three, whatever the label that attaches to this book, autobiography, whatsoever, right? So this is something he is expressing his gratitude, he's expressing himself after writing that book, right? And that's the reason, excuse me, and that's the reason if you look at here, your sentence, the opening of your sentence should be number three. Why? Because number three gives us the main subject and whatever he has said in this parable that comes later on. And that's the reason that's called as post scenario. बहुत बार ऐसे हो जाता है parajumble with we do not understand that parajumble का flow क्या है. See, parajumble are predominantly based on flow. Okay, they're based on theme that you need to understand. ओके एंड अगेन दैट बेस्ड ऑन सब्जेक्ट आल्सो. तो यहाँ पे आपको वो देखना था कि अच्छा इसका फ्लो क्या है एग्जैक्टली. सो दैट यू अंडरस्टूड कि ओके नंबर 3 is what the main thing that he is talking about. The sentence number 3 will be the first one, right? इसके बाद you will be getting sentence number 1. See, sentence number 1 में उन्होंने क्या लिखा है? When I have strayed. I have strayed का मतलब होता है, strayed मतलब missing your sort of main focus or missing your eyesight of couple of goals that you have, whatsoever, right? It means that you are losing the track from your main goal. And that's where he say that I look up to my agent and blah blah blah, those guys help me to kind of get back on the track, something like that. So your second sentence will be sentence number one. Uske baad, if you look at in sentence number one, he has mentioned the gratitude towards his team and all that. Then he comes down and then he says that it is to my family, though is again a demonstrative pronoun. Uske baad, we can see that the next sentence that we can see would be number five. Right? Yahan pe he has mentioned about his family and all that. Look at number four. Without their constant love and support, without their willingness, they're there, right? It is nothing but the demonstrative pronoun which is connected to sentence number five. So your sentence number four will be the next one, and whatever is left, which is number two, will be the last one. And that's the reason your entire link would be number 3, 1, 5, 4, 2. This one rule can actually help you to crack the entire parajumble. Otherwise, it's like a kind of a bhul bhulaiya कि यार ठीक है. Then you'll do the permutation combination in parajumble कि ठीक है मैं पहले एक को लेके देखता हूँ चलेगा, मैं पहले पांच को लेके देखता हूँ, मैं पहले तीन को लेके देखता हूँ, something like that, and because of which you might not get a correct answer. And in CAT, when you talk about theta question, right? In CAT, parajumble 100% theta ही आएगा. तो जब theta आता है, one sequence goes wrong, the entire question go wrong. But just by following, just by having an idea कि हाँ यार एक रूल होता है पोस्ट सिनारियो. यहाँ पे होता कैसे है कि एक इंसिडेंट हुई है, उस इंसिडेंट के बारे में बात नहीं करी है, उसके बाद में जो भी हुआ है उसके बारे में बात हो चुकी है. If you just remember, understand this one particular rule, this can be cracked easily. So this is what you need to understand. Now, if you look at in our ebooks, right? In the ebooks that we have, in our ebooks we have actually mentioned a lot of rules like that. I mean, definitely you won't be getting all the rules. If you want to kind of get mastery over your Parajumble, you can join my VARC ka special batch. We have already launched it. We have done 2 lectures of Parajumble. 2 more lectures are yet to be done. But yeah, definitely videos will be there for revision. You want to join us, you can join us. Now, see how beautifully they have been designed. Number one is going to be concept builder. In that concept builder, we will be telling you everything that you need to know about Parajumble. Then you have practice test 1, practice test 2. Then you have concept test. There are 4 concept tests. And then we have given you snap supplement also. Snap supplement is basically questions which are based on the basic level. But this is what we are actually providing you. And we go step by step. I'm going to quickly show that to you. Here is an example of how we sort of go step by step. So if you look at here, we've talked about question time. So we are first of all making you understand that okay, what sort of questions can be expected right from CAT say leke CET. So like CAT to CET, right? All the exam, what sort of questions that you can check, right? Or you can expect. And then we talk about how do you unjumble them. So these are the rules that we have, right? These are like roundabout like what, like 40% of the rules are mentioned in the book. I have taught around about 14 rules in my class. So these are the rules which you can sort of go for. So if you want to buy our ebooks, you can buy them. They are like beautifully designed for all type of bacha log. Like doesn't matter which exam you're going for, CAT se leke CET tak, you can utilize these books very well. These books will be covering basics at all the exam level. So if you want to learn, you can learn from the ebooks also. If you want to learn on a high level wherein we use shortcuts, how do you crack titta questions for CAT, how do you sort of crack that sort of questions, how do you choose Parajumble, how do you leave Parajumble, all the strategy part, those things will be covered in my VRC lecture. So you want to join us, you can join them. But this is what I wanted to have a look. Just imagine one rule can give you one question correct, which is nothing but 3 marks, which is a big deal, guys. So guys, I hope you understand how do you approach Parajumble and how do you try to solve them. It is not intuitive. It is not that somebody has to have a good knowledge about verbal. मेरे ख्याल से it is very much formula based. मैं पूरा का पूरा verbal को formula based ही पकड़ता हूँ because you just need to understand these rules, steps, and the strategies, and you're done for it. Okay, so guys, that's it from my side. Do subscribe to my channel. We'll be making a couple of more videos on the same level. Thank you so much, guys.